Good morning, everybody. This is my fourth day here. I made myself breakfast. Well, you cannot really call it cooking, though. What do I have here? Cheese, bacon, non-fat yogurt, a banana, and a magic drink. It looks like something chemical, but it's actually pure health. Guava, lime, apple, coconut water, and blue spirulina. Well, blue spirulina sounds a little weird, but it's a whole bunch of vitamins. It's a revelation to me. I haven't met a bottle like this yet, haven't seen one. Here we go. It tastes very interesting. Doesn't really hit you with the taste of lime. Good. Good stuff. Today we have a task to activate our local gift-gab SIM card. I'm going to go to the website, fill out all the forms, activate it, and try to make it all work. Yeah, guys, who aren't aware of what I do here? I participate in a project where for months, maybe 1.5 months, I travel all over the UK, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and visit universities and dormitories. That's my dorm room, Newcastle University. Now I'm going through so-called quarantine isolation, which all students have to go through these days. Then I'm going on a trip to schools, colleges and universities all over England, so watch this. I have had several episodes so far, look the previous ones, how I arrived, so what I was doing here, and where I'll go. In the meantime, let's keep doing the workout. There are only 2 universities in the city of Newcastle, one of which is called Newcastle University. That's exactly where I am, in their dormitory, in one of its buildings. It was founded in 1834, it's almost 200 years old. It began as a school of medicine and surgery. Newcastle itself, or Newcastle upon Tyne, because Newcastle is not the only one and there are other Newcastles. Newcastle itself is a home to 280,000 people. But if we count all of Newcastle and the surrounding area as a district center, I think it is about 800,000 people, so it's a fairly populated place, not a village. And as I said in the previous episodes, if you've seen the very first episode of my British trip, it was about me arriving and taking the subway. Yes, there is a subway in a city of fewer than 300,000 people. How about that? I think it's very cool. It shows how developed this city is. There are 3 major universities, that is, 2 universities and a college. The University of Newcastle is the main university of the city. In total, in these 3 educational institutions, there are about 100,000 students. Can you imagine if the city itself is 280,000, while the number of students is 100, which means that almost every third person is a student. 8 years after its foundation, this school became Durham University College. In 1871, the institution added a College of Physics, and it also became Durham College of Physical Science in 1934. The history of the transformation of the college does not end here, and in 1934 the colleges were united into the so-called King's College. However, after a number of discussions, in 1963 the university was divided, and the University of Newcastle upon Tyne, as we know it today, was formed. One of the hallmarks of the university today is the presence of INTO programs. What is INTO? INTO is an organization that provides educational programs for international students on campus. Each year, the university welcomes a large number of students from all over the world. The university is constantly working with other top institutions to create specialized programs that are designed specifically for students who come from abroad. This building, this place, this residence, and the building of the university are all geared towards international students. I'm broadcasting to you now from my room in the residence. In my first episode, when I've just arrived, I showed you the building. You definitely should check it out. It's a very classy building. And then I'm going to visit them all in more detail, meet with the representatives of the institution, look around, and if you're interested, I'll keep bringing it all out. So be sure to watch, it's really going to be exciting and fun. Now I'm going to walk around a little bit and show you the dormitory and what an English dorm is. And this is me on the campus right now. I came in through the gate. This is my gate. This is all here. This is the dormitory. This area is the courtyard, and no one can get in here except university students. They help foreign students deal with documents, university orientation, help them to adapt, make acquaintances, make friends, really cool training for foreigners. One of the problems we foreigners face is the difference in the educational system. And that's exactly what INTO's international department does, helps you to integrate smoothly. Newcastle University itself is one of the top 160 universities in the world, ranked 16th in the UK in research and 3rd in the country in anatomy and physiology by the Complete University Guide. There's more. 7th in architecture, 10th in marketing, in the top 100 in psychology, top 125 in law, in top 150 in science and engineering. A little more about the university numbers. How many students are enrolled? About 28,000 students. More than 135 is the number of countries these students represent. What programs do they offer here? There are more than 300 of them. The university is one of the top 24 universities in the elite Russell Group that unites 24 universities across the UK. And the city of Newcastle itself is recognized as one of the best student cities in the entire country. So we'll definitely take a look. And here on this channel on Smapse Education, I'll be posting videos that are more about education. And you can also go to my second channel that is called Yegor Yeremiev. The link is in the description. There's more tourist-related information about everything. What to do in the city, where to go in the country. There is more info about tourism, so check it out, subscribe, and I'm sure it will be interesting. Newcastle is a cultural, vibrant, financially affordable city. It's much cheaper than major cities in England. Despite being a small town, there are fairly many art galleries, theaters, including famous Royal Theatre. What else? Newcastle Medieval Castle, the world-famous Millennium Bridge, and the library located directly at the university. It has won awards 5 times in a row for the best service. As for the university campus, it has a lot of green spaces. I was just showing the residence hall. The campus itself is a combination of old and modern architecture. There are also public areas where students can meet, socialize, and have coffee. And of course, the university is conveniently located, a couple of minutes walking distance from the main shopping center of the city. Students always have an opportunity to take a break and have a full lunch, or just relax and change the scenery. Most of the students' rooms, specifically dormitories or residences, are within a 10-minute walk from the academic campus. campus. If you think Newcastle is hard to get to, absolutely not. I flew through Charles de Gaulle, Paris, and immediately with a 1-hour transfer at Charles de Gaulle, flew to Newcastle Airport. The airport is also conveniently located. You get off the airport and get on the subway. 25 minutes by subway and you're in the center of the city. 2-minute walk from the subway and you're on campus. How about that? I didn't have to call a cab, no extra expenses at all. Really, it seems to me that for a student it's just a super location. Super. Some might say there's London, it takes just 4 hours to get from Moscow to London or from St. P. Yes guys, it's just 4-hour flight, but then you will first of all get out of London Heathrow Airport, which is overcrowded, and after that, of course, you're not going to have a university within 2 steps from the airport. You'll have to go somewhere, and usually, if you go to university, let's say London, the university will be in one place and your residence will most likely be in another one. Also, in London, your subway ride can take about 1.5 hours. Also, getting to one or another place in London will take you a huge amount of time. In smaller cities like Newcastle, everything is within walking distance, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. You'll save a huge amount of time just on getting from one place to another. As for the residences, the rooms here are spacious, in my opinion. They include a sleeping area, a work area, a shower room with a toilet, and also a little personal kitchen where you have everything you need for cooking. The university has a 5-star rating from QS ranking, which means that students can access a huge range of services to help them with their studies. In addition to the library mentioned earlier, the university includes labs, studios, museums, galleries, farms, and even a maritime vessel. We'll go around the campus with you later in other videos and see it all. Kingsgate focuses on student support services, a gym, a career center, and what's known as a culture lab. There is a digital art space, a student art union building where graduate students can get advice and guidance, a study area where they can sit comfortably and study. There are also several bars and a venue for music events. There is the North Stage building, where student performances are held. The Armstrong building combines the hydrodynamic lab needed for the study of mass media and journalism, instruments, lecture halls, and seminar rooms. Fine Arts building is where exhibitions are held, and there are also studios for drawing and sculpture. Students have the opportunity to attend various workshops, masterclasses on wood, metal, and ceramics. Another building is the Architecture building. In this building, students can literally study day and night because it is open 24 hours. The Architecture building, what does that say? What can students do there? I think it's obvious to you. The next complex is the Mayor's Court. That's where most of the intellectual network labs are located. The Electrical Energy Education Lab, the CAD Lab, and a lot of other ones. There are many more different and interesting things to do in the university. Students can work out in the fitness center, which is right here on campus. They can do dance, fitness, volleyball, basketball. Here you can rent the necessary sports equipment, tennis rackets, for example. I would also like to note that if you like languages, students have free access to the university's Language Resource Center, which has won many awards. This center provides materials for self-guided studying of more than 150 languages. You can also hone your skills with the video library, which contains more than 3,000 films in various languages. But that's a little lyrical introduction, a preface, shall we say, to the University of Newcastle, to INTO's programs. Now, let's take a look. By the way, friends, in case you are not aware, I also have Instagram. I post my travel stories almost every day on Instagram in real time, and you can ask me different questions there in real time. I'll answer. I'm always happy to answer, to tell you something, to show you. If you have Instagram, comment, subscribe, you can write comments, and so I look forward to seeing you on Instagram. And I bought needles. Needles. Well, write in the comments, what do you think I bought the needles for? Have you guessed? The answer will literally be in a few seconds. Well, I'm activating my local SIM card. You don't need a passport for that, nothing. You can get it at any supermarket. That's how it looks like. It comes with a kit for several SIM cards or several phones. You insert the one that fits into your phone. What do you need? There is literally the whole manual consisting of a few steps. I have a givegaff. It's a funny name. Go to the website, it says it all. givegaff activate. Enter data on the website. Literally, it takes 5 minutes. Then you activate it, and then you have to insert the SIM card. That's exactly what I need the needles for, to insert the SIM card. If anyone thought I was going to darn my swim trunks here, I'm not. I haven't had a chance to get them all worn out yet. It's just the beginning of our trip. Whenever I open up a SIM card phone like this, I feel like I'm some kind of a watch factory worker. Surgery. Look at this SIM card. It's cool that they're so small, but they could have come up with something more fun. Why couldn't it have been built in right away? You just go to the site and then you automatically connect it somehow. Why does every company have these SIM cards? It's the same thing everywhere. You have to do this kind of nonsense. Don't you agree with me? Well, it's really everywhere. Both in documents and bank cards. Everything can be one thing. The main moment. I've inserted it.
Oh my.
Now let's see if it activates. My phone has 2 SIM cards. It's shown. Here is the second givegaff SIM card. The number is unknown. Question. What to do next? Most likely you need to go to the site and do some manipulation. Hi, Yeremeyev 46. Here's my number. Let's get started. 10 missions left. 10 missions left. We are activating your SIM. Okay, and I don't really want to read. I want it to work. Friends, come on, let's go. Okay, Instagram seems to be working. Everything you need. Instagram is here, and we don't need to worry about the rest. Let's try to call my friend just to check the connection. Well, that's it. It's working. And while I'm in isolation, my room is basically an office. You see, that's my mobile studio. The students have homework to do, and here I am doing work, recording sound for another video for my second channel about traveling. Yeah, the video will be about the best bicycle paths in the world. And I'm into bicycles. What does it look like? It's roughly like this. Clawhammer Road, USA. North Carolina is a state that is famous for this sport, including interests like walking all the Clawhammer Road, USA. North Carolina is a state that is famous for this sport, including interests like walking on the fresh air and enjoying the nature. You will be able to see the finished bike path video on my travel channel soon. So subscribe there too. Work by work, isolation by isolation, but meals by schedule. I couldn't resist making this English doshirak, so let's have a look. Okay, I put a plate over it because my lid broke. That is it. And we got, where's the name? King pot, the king noodle. Well, let's just wait for it to be finally cooked.